Now, I've got a couple of news articles that I'd like to share with you guys because I know there's so many of you that are looking to get back to the Philippines or to the Philippines for the first time. And these two news articles I'm about to share with you that have been done in recent days shows that the Philippines are brainstorming different ways so they can get the Philippines reopened again and get their economy moving in the right direction. So in this article, we see that House Deputy Speaker Mikey Romero wants the government to open up the country to fully vaccinated foreign tourists to help jumpstart the recession-hit economy. So this is what I've been saying for the past 6 months or more, that the Philippines knows they need to reopen because people there are really struggling, even more so than usual. Mikey says it's very feasible. We have to reopen our economy somewhere, adding that there are 1 billion people overseas who have completed their vaccination, which is a potential market for the country's tourism sector. The spread of the coronavirus in 2020 led to the closure of economies around the world. In the Philippines, it's caused the country's gross domestic product to contract by 9.5%. In the tourism industry, workers were displaced after the government implemented lockdowns and travel bans to control the transmission. Romero said that the government may start opening areas that are not greatly affected by the virus. So there he's saying, okay, not to open the whole of the Philippines, but to open certain areas of the Philippines where it's not greatly affected by the virus. So that, for many foreign guys looking to go and meet their Filipinas, no matter where she lives in the Philippines, there could be type of hubs within the Philippines where you can meet up. So for instance, they might say that Cebu's okay for foreigners to come in and visit. Then your girlfriend could meet you somewhere in Cebu, say you have book a motel and you could be together that way. You might not be in her hometown, but it's still a way to be together with her in the Philippines. And that is especially important for those guys who haven't met their Filipina in person yet, who may be looking to get a K1 visa in the US or a partner visa in Australia, where you have to have met your Filipina before you can apply for that. So that could help the process get a bit of a kickstart there as well. Now, Romero also said doing so may bring back investor confidence to the country, which of course from there would help the Philippines economy grow even more outside of just the tourism sector. So that was the first article, which was posted on the 4th of May, so that was a few days back now. But there was another article as well, which is this one here, where it says Lapu-Lapu to reopen to foreign tourists. This is rather interesting. On the 6th of May 2021, Cebu, Philippines, foreign tourists who have been fully vaccinated and tested negative for COVID-19 within 72 hours prior to their arrival can visit Lapu-Lapu city in Cebu. So Mayor Chan said the city is well prepared to accept foreign tourists again. Chan cited Resolution 113 of the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, which allows foreigners to enter the country provided they have valid visa and pre-booked accommodation for at least 7 nights in an accredited hotel or facility. He said vaccinated foreigners who have not undergone swab tests prior to their visit would be tested upon arrival. Chan said the reopening of the city to foreigners was approved during previous meetings with tourism officials and other stakeholders. He had earlier asked the Health Secretary to allow entry of foreign tourists in the city to revive the local economy. Chan stressed the need to strike a balance between the economy and the health and safety of people. Now, again, that's what I've been saying for quite some time. Not just the Philippines, but many countries around the world are starting to realise that the economical issues which are causing problems for the people, especially in the Philippines, where many are starving, need to be resolved. And they need to find a balance on how to do that. He went on to say that the city could reopen to tourists as the number of COVID-19 cases continues to drop. So there we go. There's certain signs that the Philippines are looking for different ways to reopen. Now, whether or not they can get the right people on board to make this happen, whether it will happen or not, that remains to be seen. We know how things can be in the Philippines, but this is still encouraging, I believe, and it gives hope to you guys out there who are wanting to get over there to be with your Filipinas. And as I say, even if the Philippines as a whole doesn't open, then certain parts of the Philippines opens up. Guys can go in if they've had their vaccinations. Then you guys can either start or resume your relationship with your Filipina, which I know many of you have been waiting to do for some time. So again, guys, there's a light at the end of the tunnel here, and I'll keep you informed of any new news that might come to hand around this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.